Today, brand new brakes day, EBC set for the Calibra. Here we go. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Brake pads for Vauxhall Cavalier, Astra, Calibra, whatever. Vauxhall, they said. Oh my god, it's an Opel, damn it. Here we go. Yes, got a set of stickers, always nice. Got these back plates for the sticky shit. I'm not gonna use that, that's always garbage. And here we go. Smells like brake pads. Yes, money shot. The red stuff is the brake-in stuff, so once you get rid of all that, the brakes get broken in nicely. So yeah, let's check out the rotors. Oh yes, the bigger wheel. Come on, box. Come on, you can do it. Yes. Brake rotors. Awesome. Coated to prevent rusting. Very nice stuff. Can't wait to put this on. Now let's hope this thing is gonna stop. So here we are, wheel off, jack stand, jack. Got our shitty rotor. It's a bit worn, it's not that bad, doesn't have that much of an edge, but it has like weird spots all over it. And it shakes when I brake. The pads are garbage, they dust a lot, it doesn't stop at all. So, replace these babies. And here we go. First off, get the springs off. There we go, spring is off. My caliper is a bit rusty, I wanted to paint them, but they didn't have any paint that would suit me. So now that that is done, we have bolts on the back. First we gotta loosen the slider bolts, which have these dust caps on, like right here. There we go. Oh my god, it flew away. And that is an Allen 7-bit right in here. Perfect fit. Then once we get that loose, we're gonna have two more bolts for the actual caliper. These are the bigger one, the bigger Allen key. I think this is a 10. I'm not sure, but it might be a 10. So those are gonna go in there. And let's get this loosened off. There we go. One is loose. So there we go. Slider bolt out. Now the caliper should come off. Caliper off. And there it is. Nice little caliper. So you want to put it somewhere where it doesn't put any strain on the brake hose. I guess here could work. As long as it doesn't fall anywhere, we're fine. And here are shitty rotors, or rusty calipers. Now I gotta get this off so I can actually get the brake disc out. Let's do it. These are gonna be a little bit more stubborn. There we go. The big task is over, getting all this stuff loose, because if you don't get this stuff loose, or you strip something out, you're in a pretty big pickle. So here is the caliper bracket, all done. We got a rotor left. Look at my worn ABS rings, Jesus Christ, that's pretty awful. So, one more bolt here. It's usually like a Torx key or something, but this car is hex, so there's one like this on this side and it's different on the other, whatever. Bolt is out. And rotor off. Look at this nasty thing. It's not too good, is it? So now we got our hub. Make sure you clean this very nicely. It needs to be completely flat so I don't get any shakes or anything. Mine is looking alright, but I'm still gonna do a pass. A little bit of a cleanup, so it's gonna be nice before I mount the new stuff on. So here's my brand new rotor that's gonna go on there. Usually there's like a protective oily coat on the brake disc if it's a normal clean one, so it doesn't rust. But these ones are painted, so I don't really need to clean them off because they are completely dry. There it is. I already like it way better than it was before. That garbage. Ew. Forget that. Brand new EBC is where it's at. Now out come the old brake pads. This one's like seized on there. Jesus Christ. I got this brake pad off. It was seized as hell on there. Jesus Christ. So it has enough meat, I guess, but these are pretty much junk because they make a lot of dust. They don't break very well because it's probably some cheap stuff. Now for the second one, it has a clip inside the piston, so you just need to pull it back and the clip comes out and donezo. So the next step is to push the piston back in, but the problem here is, and as you can see, this thing is pretty rusty and the rubber seal is not looking that great. At least it's not cracked, that's okay. So gotta push it back in. So because you're pushing the piston back in, the fluid's gonna go back up inside the reservoir. So here's the brake reservoir. The only concern when pushing that stuff back in is this tank might overflow, so I think I'm gonna go push the piston back in. We're gonna do it very slowly. Check on the fluid. You can like take a bit out or just put something to catch it or whatever. Just don't get it all over the paint because that will lead the paint. Just got an ordinary C-clamp. We're gonna try to put that back in. Here we go, going back in. Check on the fluids. Yeah, it's rising. It's almost on the top, so we'll just go a little bit more. I think this is pretty much as far as it will go, but we'll see later. There it is, piston. Now you see these little indents. This part needs to be pointing straight up. It's a little crooked here, so I'm gonna correct that with a screwdriver, tap it a little bit. Should be good. You can already hear the subwoofer. Yeah, it's getting closer. Here comes the noise of a diesel. Who could it be? Yeah, it's a riser. So here's the caliper bracket. Gotta clean it up with wire brushing because it's very nasty. And the brake pads need to run nicely in here. Brake pad with this little clip goes inside the caliper, then the other one on the outside, mounted up. It's good, man.
EBC, made in England.
Yeah, so British. For my Vauxhall. Here's the caliper bracket, kinda cleaned up. Good. Now we got some ceramic grease, which we will put on the sliders where the pad will slide. Apparently the ceramic stuff doesn't come off that easy, so I guess it should be good. Now we're gonna go more legit. We're gonna torque this down. These bolts like 90 Newton meters and these are like 30, I think. So let's do it. Good. Goddamn. Here's the other brake pad with the clip. It goes inside the piston. It clips right in. Just shove it in there. It's mint. Here is the difference between my new pads and my old pads. So yeah, not very good. That's why it wasn't braking at all. So here's my stupid caliper and my pads. So the piston is all the way in, and then it doesn't fit. So now what we're gonna do is sand down a pad and ruin brand new brakes and put them on, and it's gonna be mint. One brand new brake pad, one sandpaper. It hurts my heart. No. One
Never.
brake pad,
No, never do this at
one
home.
machine.
Like this. Are you ready?
I'm ready. It works. So we finally sanded down the pad. We took off like a millimeter with the belt sander. People say that you should go to professional shops and whatever, but we don't do that. That's bull crap.
We are
So-
triggered.
Mint fit. So next step is get these slider bolts out, get them through there, bolt it in. Brakes looking mint. Put these bolts back in, torque them down to 30 Newton meters. It's not rubbing that much, it's gonna wear out, it's gonna be good. Torque down. Now I'm just gonna put this back on, pump the brakes so the fluid goes back in a little bit. Oh boy, we already got too much. I also got these new springs for the calipers because I lost one on the other side. I just took the wheel off and it wasn't there anymore, so got new ones. Mint. All installed, all looking fresh. Good on this side. Let's move to the other side. Just repeat this process. Finishing touches, putting the bolts. Then we close back the brake fluid reservoir. And we're golden for test drive. So here are my brakes after a couple hundred miles. I mean kilometers, of course. They're looking pretty good. Still a bit of a cross edge on it because they haven't fully been broken in, just a bit more miles, but the paint came off and it's all nice now, no shaking, nothing. There's a little bit of a screech when stopping sometimes, but I'm not sure if that's just from not breaking in or maybe because we sanded down the pads like idiots or whatever. But good upgrade. They really are like stock, very good stock brakes when they're cold, and when you warm them up they stop nicely, so great upgrade, worth the money.